What if the coins in your pocket were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Today, we're counting down the top 3 rarest and most expensive US penny and quarter coins ever found, each one worth tens to hundreds of thousands, and some even over $1 million. Stay tuned, you won't believe number 1. This is not a story or a myth. It's real. People have sold these coins at auction and made enough money to buy a car, pay off debt, or even put a down payment on a house. All from one little coin. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of the 1972 era penny. I'll explain why it's so valuable, how it happened, and how you can check if you have one. So make sure you watch until the very end, because this could change your life. In 1972, the US Mint made over 2 billion Lincoln cents. That's a lot of pennies. Most of them were totally normal. But during the minting process, a mistake happened. One of the dies that stamps the front of the coin was used twice, but not in the exact same spot. This caused the design to be printed twice, slightly apart. That kind of mistake is called a double die. So what does that mean for you? Well, when you look at one of these rare pennies, you can see the letters and numbers doubled. It's not like a regular coin. It looks like it has a shadow or second copy of the words right next to the original ones. And here's the good news, you don't need a microscope to see it. The doubling is so strong, most people can see it with just their eyes or a magnifying glass. If you want to find one of these pennies, here's what to look for. First, the date on the coin should say 1972. There should be no mint mark under the date. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Then, look closely at the words, "In God We Trust," at the top of the coin. If the letters look thick or like they've been printed twice, you might have the rare version. Also check the word "Liberty" on the left side and the numbers in the date, 1972. If they all show clear doubling, you could be holding a very special coin. So how much is it worth? That depends on the condition. If your coin has been in someone's pocket for years and has lots of scratches, it could still be worth hundreds or even a few $1,000s. But if the coin is in great shape, like shiny and clean with no wear, it could be worth much more. One 1972 double die penny sold at auction for $25,000. Another sold for $43,000. And yes, one even sold for $78,000. Imagine turning 1 cent into $78,000. That's like winning the lottery. Only a few thousand of these coins were made before the mint found the mistake and fixed it. So out of over 2 billion pennies from 1972, only a tiny number are the valuable error type. And most people don't even know what to look for. That's why it's still possible to find one today. It could be in your coin jar, your wallet, or hiding in your piggy bank. Some people have even found these coins in rolls of pennies from the bank. All it takes is one lucky find. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can damage it and lower its value. Instead, take it to a coin expert or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you if it's real and give it a grade. Coins with high grades are worth more money. Getting your coin graded is the best way to sell it for top dollar. So why do collectors pay so much for these coins? It's because they're rare, easy to spot, and part of US coin history. The 1972 double die penny is one of the most famous error coins ever made. It's right up there with the 1955 double die and the 1969 double die. Serious collectors want all three, and they're willing to pay big bucks to get them. It's exciting to think that something so small could be worth so much. That's why coin collecting is such a fun hobby. You never know what you'll find. Some people search through jars of change, others buy rolls of coins from the bank, and a few even go to garage sales and flea markets. But no matter how you search, the thrill is the same. Finding a rare coin is like treasure hunting, and the treasure could be sitting in your hand. Think about it. Every day, people walk past pennies on the ground or toss them aside like they're nothing. But some of those pennies are worth thousands of dollars. That's why you should always check your change. Look closely at every coin. Especially the ones from 1972. You could be holding a small piece of history and a big chunk of cash. So now you know. The 1972 Lincoln penny with a double die is one of the most valuable error coins out there. It's easy to spot if you know where to look. And it could be hiding in plain sight. Don't wait until someone else finds it. Go check your pennies right now. Look through your old coins, your coin jar, your pockets. You might just find the coin that turns your 1 cent into $78,000. In 1983, the U.S. Mint made millions of quarters. Most of them were normal. But one small group of coins had a big mistake. These mistake coins are now called error coins. And one of those errors became very famous. It's called the 1983 P. Washington Quarter Double Die Reverse. That's a long name, but don't worry. I'll explain it in a simple way. First, the P stands for the Philadelphia Mint. That's where the coin was made. Coins from that mint don't have a letter on the front, so you'll just see the date, 1983. Now here's where the magic happens. When the coin was made, something went wrong with the machine that stamps the design on the back of the coin. That machine, called a die, hit the coin twice, but not in the same spot. So the words and images on the back came out with a strange look. The letters look thicker, or like they have shadows. This is called doubling. It's not damage. It's not dirt. It's a real mistake made at the mint. This error is very rare. Only a small number of these quarters were made with this mistake. Most people never saw it. Others didn't know what it was. But coin collectors, the people who study and collect coins, later found out how special it really was. And now, these rare coins are worth big money. So how can you tell if you have one of these coins? First, look at the date. It should say 1983 and have no mint mark. That means it came from Philadelphia. Then flip the coin over and look closely at the back. Check the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. If those words look like they have a shadow or look like they were stamped twice, you might have the rare double die reverse quarter. If your coin is old and scratched, it can still be worth a lot. Even in used condition, some of these coins sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But if your coin is shiny and clean, with no big marks, the price can go way up. A high-grade version of this coin has sold for $46,000. Another one sold for $53,000. And one of the best examples ever found went for close to $80,000. Can you imagine turning a single quarter into $80,000? That's more than most people make in a year. And it could be sitting in your pocket, in a drawer, or inside a coin roll from the bank. Now let's talk about why this coin is so rare. In 1983, the U.S. Mint didn't make special coin sets for collectors. That means most 1983 coins were sent out for regular use. People spent them. They got dirty, scratched, and lost. Very few were saved in good shape. And even fewer were saved with this special error. That makes the 1983 P double die reverse quarter very hard to find. Coin collectors all over the world are searching for this coin. And that's why it's worth so much. But here's the good news. Some of these coins are still out there. People find rare coins in the most random places. Some find them in rolls of quarters from the bank. Others find them in pocket change, in jars, or even at garage sales. You don't need to be rich to find this coin. You just need to know what to look for. If you think you found the rare 1983 P error quarter, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can scratch it and lower its value. Keep it safe. Put it in a small bag or coin holder. Then take it to a coin shop or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. These companies will check your coin, give it a grade, and put it in a case. Once it's graded, you can sell it for much more money. Coin dealers and collectors trust graded coins because they know they're real and in the condition the label says. Finding a coin like this is like winning a small lottery. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. But it's not just about money. It's also about the fun of collecting. Coin collecting is like treasure hunting. You never know what you'll find. And it's exciting to look through old coins and find something rare and valuable. It's a great hobby for kids, adults, and families. And who knows? That one special coin could change your life. So the next time you get a quarter in change, don't just spend it. Take a good look at it. Especially if it says 1983 and has no mint mark. Flip it over. Look at the words on the back. Do they look bold or doubled? If they do, you might be holding something very rare. And very valuable. Many people throw away or ignore coins every day. But now you know better. You know that some coins are worth much more than they seem. That's why it's so important to check your change. Always look closely. Because a small coin might have a big secret. And that secret could be worth $46,000, $53,000, or even $80,000. Thank you for watching this video. If you learned something new today, please give the video a like. If you want to see more videos about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. That way, you'll never miss a video. And if you think you found a rare 1983 p quarter, tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. In 1953, the U.S. Mint made a lot of Lincoln wheat pennies. These coins have the image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, and wheat ears on the back. That's why we call them wheat pennies. They are made of copper and they look like most other pennies at first. But some of them are not normal. Some of them have errors. And those errors are what make them very valuable to collectors. One of the most famous ones is the 1953 D error penny. The D means it was made at the Denver Mint. You can see the small letter D right under the year on the front of the coin. The rare versions of this coin have what's called a repunched mint mark. This means the D was punched into the coin more than once, and not in the same spot. If you look closely, you can see more than one D. It might look like there's a shadow behind it, or like there's a double image. Some even have triple mint marks. These are called RPMs, which stands for repunched mint mark. This mistake happened when the workers at the mint punched the D by hand and didn't line it up right. It's a small error, but it can make a big difference. Another type of rare 1953 D penny has what's called a double die. That means the coin was struck twice with the design slightly off. This creates a doubling effect on the letters and numbers. If you look at the word liberty, or the phrase, "In God we trust," or even the numbers and the date, you might see that they look thicker or like they have a shadow. That's not damage. It's not wear. It's a real mint error, and it's something collectors will pay a lot of money for. Some other 1953 D errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins that look misshaped. These are less common, but they can still be worth something if they are dramatic enough. But the big money is in the RPM and double die errors. That's where the real value is. Now let's talk about the money. Some of these coins have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. If the coin is old and scratched, it still might be worth a few $100s. But if the coin is in great condition, meaning it has sharp details and very little wear, then the value can skyrocket. One 1953 D error penny in amazing condition sold for $58,000. Another one, even better, sold for $70,000. And one of the rarest examples known sold for an incredible $87,000. All that from a penny that looks like the one you probably walk past every day. So how do you check your pennies? First, look for the date 1953. Then check under the date for the small d. That means it was made in Denver. If there's no D, it's not the same coin. Once you find the D, look closely. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Does the D look strange? Does it look like it has a shadow or like it was stamped twice? If yes, you might have a repunched mint mark. Then check the words on the front of the coin. Look at "Liberty, in God we trust," and the numbers in the date. If you see any doubling or weird lines, that could be a doubled die. If you find one that looks like an error, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can damage it and make it worth less. Keep it safe in a small box or a plastic holder. Then take it to a coin dealer or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will check the coin, tell you if it's real, and give it a grade. Coins with high grades are worth much more than coins in bad shape. A high-grade error coin is what brings in the big money. Coin collecting is like treasure hunting. You never know what you might find. Most people think pennies are worthless or boring. But now you know that one small penny could be worth more than your paycheck. That's why it's smart to check your change. Look in old jars, boxes, and wallets. Ask your grandparents if they have old coins. Look through coin rolls from the bank. Sometimes people find rare coins just by looking at their everyday change. The 1953 D-error penny is not easy to find, but it's not impossible. And the chance of finding one makes it exciting. Every time you hold a penny in your hand, remember this story. It could be the one. The one worth $58,000, $70,000, or even $87,000. This is real. It has happened before. And it could happen to you. People who had no idea what they were holding suddenly became thousands of dollars richer just because they looked a little closer at an old coin. So what are you waiting for? Start checking your pennies. Look at the date. Look at the mint mark. Look at the letters and numbers. Use your eyes. Use a magnifier. Be careful. Be patient. And who knows? You might be the next lucky person to find one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world.